Imagine this: you're peacefully minding your business, inside an egg, buried in sand, with over 100 siblings stacked on top of you like discounted sushi in a grocery store fridge. And the worst part, you're literally born into a mission. Escape the sand coffin, sprint to the ocean, avoid becoming a snack, somehow survive, and repeat step 3 for the rest of your life. Welcome to Life on Hard Mode, Sea Turtle Edition, where even your birth is a boss fight. You start life trapped inside a ping-pong ball-sized egg. It's dark, cramped, and humid. For 2 months you've been marinating in this sandy pressure cooker while the temperature outside decides your gender like nature's weird lottery. Hot sand makes girls, cool sand makes boys. There is no in-between, but hey, count your blessings. A storm washed away several nests last week, and some very motivated raccoons turned the nest next door into an all-you-can-eat turtle buffet. You've already survived more than most, and you haven't even hatched yet. Eventually, you've outgrown your egg apartment. You crack open your shell, and suddenly 100 tiny turtles burst out like popcorn. Working together, you all dig upward, clawing through the sand with flippers you've never used before. After a long, sandy struggle, you finally break through the surface into the cool night air. Beautiful moment, right, wrong, because now begins the run. Guided by the moon reflecting off the ocean, you and your siblings start sprinting toward the waves. And that's when you notice something horrifying. Everything on the beach wants to eat you. Crabs charge at you like tiny armored goblins. Seagulls dive bomb from the sky like feathered fighter jets. Raccoons appear out of nowhere like ninja thieves. You're basically a bite-sized gummy snack on legs. Your flippers slap the sand like wet tortillas as you sprint for your life. Around you, your siblings are being snatched, flipped, dragged, or stolen. It's chaos, but somehow, by pure luck, divine guidance, or main character energy, you make it to the surf. Congratulations, you survived the first 5 minutes of life. Only 80 more years to go. You hit the water expecting peace. Absolutely not. Within minutes, a huge shadow glides beneath you. Your instincts scream. Your soul screams. Your flippers scream. Meanwhile, your siblings swim happily toward it like it's a friendly sea cloud. But you, with the instincts of either a genius or a coward, stay back. The shadow disappears. You don't know what it was, but you're alive, and that's what matters. Now begins the drifting years. You ride ocean currents like a living water balloon, drifting, snacking, panicking, and drifting again. You eat jellyfish, sponges, barnacles, and anything that doesn't eat you first. Unfortunately, everything still wants to eat you. Sharks, dolphins, big fish, bigger fish, and even angry octopuses. One day, all the little fish swimming around you suddenly vanish. That's always a bad sign. You spot the shadow again. Bigger this time. Closer. You panic swim in zigzags like someone lost Wi-Fi connection. At the last second, you squeeze under a rock and wait. After a tense pause, the shadow moves on. Another crisis avoided. Fast forward a few years. You've grown from snack-sized jelly bean to full turtle mode. Depending on your species, you now weigh anywhere from 100 pounds to over 1,000. Your shell is thick enough to block sharks, dolphins, and maybe even some YouTube comments. You hang out in coral reefs and seagrass meadows, the turtle version of a food court. Life is calm, mostly, because now you face a new enemy, plastic. That delicious-looking jellyfish floating in front of you might actually be a grocery bag. That shiny drifting thing, probably garbage. Humans, we must protect sea turtles. Also humans, oops, we dropped 20 million tons of trash. Nature is angry. You are confused. One day, while snacking peacefully, you sense something familiar. A shift in the water. A silence. A vibe. The shadow. Again. But just before it reaches you, an even bigger shadow appears, an orca. A literal murder whale. The shark immediately aborts the mission. Even sharks know there's always a bigger fish. You quietly drift away, whispering, "Thank you, sea panda." As you get older, you become more than just a turtle. You become important. Sea turtles are a keystone species. Green turtles mow seagrass like underwater lawnmowers. Hawksbills stop sponges from smothering coral reefs. Leatherbacks prevent jellyfish from taking over the entire ocean. Without turtles, everything falls apart. You matter more than you realize, even if half your life is spent running from things. Years pass. You survive storms, nets, boats, predators, pollution, and the crushing existential dread of being a floating salad bowl. And then, it returns. The shadow, your lifelong rival. He's older now, slower, meaner, probably has chronic back pain. But so do you. You're bigger, stronger, wiser. You dive deep. The shark follows, but eventually gives up. Even he knows you're not worth the cardio. Now it's time for your final quest, starting a family. You swim thousands of miles back to the exact beach where you were born, using your internal magnetic GPS, which scientists still don't understand. You crawl onto land, a 300-pound creature doing the world's saddest push-up, dig a hole, lay around 100 eggs, cover them, and leave. Parenting accomplished. Efficiency level, turtle. Your final years are peaceful. You drift through warm waters, nap under sunbeams, snack on seagrass, and vibe like a floating grandparent on vacation. Until one night, under a full moon, you see it again. The shadow, the shark, ancient, massive, approaching slowly. You brace for battle. He swims past you without even noticing. After decades of rivalry, he ignores you completely. Honestly, rude. And that is why it sucks. And also kind of rules. To be born as a sea turtle. Only 1 in 1,000 survives to adulthood. And somehow, against all odds, you did. You are a legend. End of story. Life on hard mode, completed.